This evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be throwing the Tournament of Madness. And if you guys are interested in playing, it's 100% free. We have Kong's cards giving us some store credit. We have Pyramid playmats giving us some playmats for prizing. And of course, if you don't want to participate in the tournament, we will have all of the action live for you this evening, starting from, should be 6:30 until, I'm hopefully aiming for about 2 or 3 in the morning. So it's going to be a very long night. It's going to be a fantastic show. And we're going to just have a blast. I'll leave a link down below to our Discord so you guys can actually check it out if you want to read some of the details, if you want to participate. But yeah, I'll see you guys tonight. Let's pass it over to Market Watch. Hey, make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Leaving a comment down below when you be walking away with a booster pack. As per usual, so Kong's Cards M-Cool 10 is going to save you on this restock that they did on Quarter Century Bonanza. They have had so much Bonanza out here for people just wanting to collect all their quarter centuries that they could possibly have. If there is something that you are still missing, or you think some price is still too high on TCG Player, M-Cool 10 is going to save you on your purchase over here more so than normal. So I do recommend giving that a peek. Now, Egyptian God Slime Quarter Century. Now, this card evidently used to be $3, which I don't really see that being the case. I see a lot of $5 here and a lot of 5s rolling around in here. In terms of your sales data, I mean, you've gained a little bit of value to be had. I do see that we are starting to head up to about the $6 range out here and do the thing. Egyptian God Slime, you know, before the reprint, was always one of those cards you looked at for the Egyptian God theme. You're like, hey, this is one of those very cool cards. I do agree. Egyptian God Slime is one of the coolest designed cards in the game for its interaction for the Egyptian gods. And the fact that, you know, we do have such a cool card and it is kind of starting to ramp up over time is the least bit surprising thing that I've got to tell you here. I do look forward to seeing where this card will eventually kind of put itself. I mean, maybe $10 over time. It depends on how much more the casual players want these higher rarity cards as time kind of progresses onwards. Oh boy. For those of you that have not paid much attention to Eldlich anything, so yesterday we looked at the Golden Lord, we looked at the Eld Elixirs and things, but I forgot Cursed Eldland was a card. And people would rather not get those ugly gold rares, so they're picking up as many of the super rares as they can. I'm going to be honest with you, I think the super just kind of looks better at this point in time. Yeah, people have been coming through here and knocking off actually decent amounts of these. A little bit less than I kind of thought that there was going to be, but to be fair, I mean, you're dealing with a Secret Slayers card, and this was peak COVID in terms of, you know, releases, so a lot of people weren't necessarily rushing out and picking this stuff up as it was. Meanwhile, the ugly gold rare down here, yeah, this thing literally is almost touching $1 on the base with, like, the shipping. You're probably looking at about $2-ish per copy of these. You can probably get out for, like, what, $4.50 for a play set if you can find a seller with 3 of these things. I don't necessarily think Eldlich is going to break the meta anytime soon, but it's enough that you got to be aware of the constant turnover of value that this card is kind of experiencing. Yay, Eldlich. Necrovalley, Ultimate Rares. Did I miss something? Because last I remember looking at these things, I swear that, what was this, 6 months? It's going out 6 months. Okay, maybe I'm just old and, yeah, maybe it was last year that I remember these things. I swear Necrovalleys were like 100 plus for the longest time, and I come here today and I look, and we are actually down to $67. Now, to be fair, there's really nothing too much in the meta right now that I really want to use this card against. You know, graveyard deniability, forcing, you know, things to, you know, not really be able to interact in the graveyard has always been fine, but there's just, the meta has shifted away from this card just feeling like an incredibly strong card at the moment. So, interesting. Wasn't on my bingo sheet today. This one, I don't know why I really expected anything different, but Lurries are gaining a little bit of momentum right now. Now, let's call this what it is. You know, we still know that we have the alt art coming. God knows where the TCG is going to toss the gosh darn thing, because at this point in time, anything could happen. You know, the OCG got to get this in a quarter century. I have a feeling we're not going to get it in quarter century. We'll probably end up with it as a secret rare, which is fine. I'm not really a huge fan of this art anyway, but Yeah, we're jettisoning on up here to about $10 to $12. This card's already experiencing a buyout. You're already at about 11 listings right now. The thing here is every single frickin' deck in the meta is like, ooh, Fiendsmith, ooh, Fiendsmith. You know, they've all just said, screw it, you know, we're just going to bling out the cheap package. You know, for as low as Lurrie went down here, hitting, you know, the $5-ish mark, I don't really blame people for doubling this card's price over time. It's just one of those things that a lot more people are a lot more willing to bling out a 1 of than a 3 of. That's just really how the mentality goes in the game right now. Snatch Steal, 13 listings. You know, this thing just went to 2 in the OCG. And I could imagine the TCG actually following suit with this. It's not that Snatch Steal's an incredibly broken card or anything, because the card does have its merits, don't get me wrong. Actually, you have a cheap listing here for 45, another for 50, another for 50. Okay, I see you. We've gotten some cheaper listings kind of populating here a little bit. I don't necessarily think you need to rush out and pick these up. I just wanted to put this on the spotlight and go, hey, you know, with OCG ban list, TCG might eventually follow suit. There is something to be said about this card and, you know, particularly what it can actually do for the game. Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. I don't know why I'm surprised to get to tell you guys this, because Sky Striker Malice has been on an absolute, you know, tear through in the TCG. Like, that deck has become one of the most popular versions, and it very much reminds me of Orcust, because the Engage package is giving you a crap ton of draw. It's giving you access to the Hornet Drones. The Hornet Drones is turning into a Kagari. You're getting an extra token. Then at that point in time, all you gotta do is stick a Malice monster on the field, and then congratulations. You know, you essentially have a full buildup of a board when all you're looking at is these Link 3 monsters that want to be able to, you know, extend on through and do their thing. That's exactly what this card is giving you. And recurability is very, very good in a deck like this. All right, people really, really, really like drawing cards in the TCG. It's why, you know, the OCG never even batted an eye at a Malice Sky Striker deck, but the TCG is 100% on this. And you know what? Your sales data on this thing, this card's going to be $100 soon. Yeah, whew. Yeah, it's got consistency, and it's doing its thing. Okay. The Winged Dragon of Ra, quarter century. I've just been watching this thing in the background. You know, we bottomed out at the $15 mark. Times kind of changed, and I did kind of warn people that you want to keep an eye on these Egyptian god cards, because there's always just something about the Egyptian gods spiking up in value. It doesn't matter who, what, where, when, why, or how. Something Egyptian god related and a very nice rarity will eventually do something and kind of force people to relook at it and go, huh, that's interesting. Like, what am I supposed to do about that? Well, just pay attention, I guess. Card Destruction Rares from Retro Pack 1. I guess, I don't really know how I feel about this, because it's your original prints, but people have been like, Robbie, you know, you gotta check out Retro Pack 1 Card Destruction. You know, they're like, oh, $50+. No, this shit's literally like $14. Like, we've gone down. I don't know why people were thinking that this was 50. You know, we got the Retro Pack 1 reprint. This is not the reprint. This is the original. So, interesting. Starslayer Ty-phon. I love that the top end says these are $40. But you scroll on down here and you're looking at about $29 to $30. I think Konami acknowledges that they're probably going to have to reprint Ty-phon again, because this card has no business being $30. Granted, it's one of those cards that you look at and you're like, oh, hey, you know, depending on how your opponent has negated you or end-boarded you, you know, you can slam this thing on down and then clear up a board. Yeah, you can. Ty-phon is an extremely good card to board break, you know, something like a Dreadnader as well, but not being able to make a follow-up is kind of where, you know, our issue kind of becomes. Threatening Roar Super Rares. Hey, you know, I was kind of hoping that we would see a repopulation of these ever since, you know, we saw the death of Tempai, and this card kind of fell out of the meta. It doesn't look like these are repopulating at all. Your last sale was back on 12/15, and from the way it looks, yeah, none of these are doing their thing right now. Saber Hole. This is freaking crazy to see out here. So, remember, activate only if you control face-up X-Saber, negate the summon of a monster, and destroy it. Yeah, this is pretty simple, but you can get mod plays for $14, light plays for 17s. But when you start to accelerate on up here, you're hitting that $50 to $60 mark for this. I really find this crazy, actually. I don't really see anything, going too crazy with this, but okay. Also, quick check-in on the bond between teacher and student. These are $20 frickin' now. We still do not have a reprint for this. I don't know if we're going to see a reprint for this. This thing's all the way back from Dual Power an eternity ago. Dual Power's been slowly getting reprints over time, but this is just one of those very, very, cards. What's going on here? Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.